Hi everyone, today we will do legal dictation of the Supreme Court of India part 3. The link of part 1 and part 2 is given in description box. So ready? Start. In our opinion, X P33 supported by the evidence of Arvind PW 11 and X P6 cannot be treated to be concocted documents which cannot be relied upon, as per the disclosure statement of Balwan, and the other co-accused person were also arrested, and articles used for killing and removing skins from the bodies of leopards were also recovered. The accused Balwan was released on bail on 18/1/2003, and thereafter he sent the written confession XHP 33 on 23/1/2003 during judicial custody at Central Jail, Ajmer. In our opinion, it cannot be held that the accused Balwan was under any pressure of the police. The said letter X P33 dictated by Balwan to Arvind Kumar was directly sent from the Central Jail, Ajmer, to the Chief Judicial Magistrates Court, Ajmer. We are of the opinion that the letter P33 was not fabricated or procured by pressure. The accused Balwan has clearly stated in XHP 33 that he was paid rupees 5,000 and rupees 10,000 by the appellant. The appellant has several houses in Delhi purchased in his name and in the name of his wife. It appears that these houses were purchased with the help of gains made out of his illegal activities stated above. PW 11 Arvind Kumar has stated in his deposition before the court that he wrote the letter X P33 at the instance of the accused Balwan. The thumb impression of the accused Balwan is on that letter. At the instance of the appellant, one Bhuva Gameti was questioned, who stated that the panther's skins had been taken by various persons, example Khima, Nawa, Khetaram, Mohan and Chuna were also arrested. At their pointing out the equipment used for hunting the leopard and poaching it were seized. Panther's nails were also recovered from accused Bhura, and the gun, cartridge and knives for removing the skins of panthers were recovered from the accused. There is a large amount of oral and documentary evidence on record which has been discussed in great detail by the learned magistrate and the learned special judge, and hence we are not repeating the same here. Thus, the appellant has rightly been held guilty beyond reasonable doubt. As already stated above, in such cases, it is not easy to get direct evidence, particularly against the leader of the gang like the appellant herein. The appellant Sansar Chand has been doing this illegal trade for more than 30 years. He is habitual of doing this illegal business of trade in skins and parts of panthers and tigers. He has, as far back as in 1974, committed his first crime when he was barely 16 years of age, and the conviction was upheld by the Supreme Court in criminal case number 15 of 2001. A large number of cases are pending against him in Delhi, Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan. Taking all these materials into account, there is no doubt that the appellant is guilty of the offence charged. There is no absolute rule that an extrajudicial confession can never be the basis of a conviction, although ordinarily an extrajudicial confession should be corroborated by some other material. While Thima versus the State of Mysore, AIR 1971, SC 1871, Mulk Raj versus the State of UP, AIR 1959, SC 902, Shiv Kumar by State of Inspector of Police, AIR 206, SC 563, Para 41 and 42, Shivkaram Payaswamy Tewar versus State of Maharashtra, AIR 2009, SC 1692, Mohammad Azad versus State of West Bengal, AIR 2009, SC 1307. In the present case, the extrajudicial confession by Balwan has been referred to in the judgment of the learned magistrate and the special judge, and it has been corroborated by other material on record. We are satisfied that the confession was voluntary and was not the result of inducement, threat or promise as contemplated by Section 24 of the Evidence Act. The learned magistrate and the special judge have discussed in great detail the prosecution evidence, oral as well as documentary, and have found the appellant guilty. The High Court has affirmed that verdict and we see no reason to take a different view. The appeal therefore stand dismissed. Before we part with this case, we would like to request the central and the state government and their agency to make all efforts to preserve the wildlife of the country and take stringent action against those who are violating the provision of the Wildlife Protection Act, as this is necessary for maintaining the ecological balance in our country. Thank you. Please subscribe my channel Steno Star.